And what's up, y'all? And welcome back to another special edition episode of the Tricology News Star. This is the Dynamite Review Show. And today, for this week's Dynamite, this was a championship edition of Dynamite this week. But before we go over this championship edition of Dynamite, let's welcome my co-host for our show, Leland. What's up, bro?
What is up, everybody? How's it going, Trico?
Everything's going good. Happy Friday to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Thor, Love, and Thunder Day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is the Lord Lover Week, as you guys didn't know, and I'll be definitely doing a review on our regular schedule, Technology News show. But that's for another day. Let's talk about Dynamite this week. Again, this is a championship edition of Dynamite. This is fresh off the heels from Blood and Guts last week, and so what do you think of the Dynamite this week?
Dynamite this week felt kind of like I don't know, felt like a hodgepodge of things kind of put together. Still entertaining, but some of the stuff I wish they kind of built better, or they tried to make it feel big, and you can't make things feel big, but also make them quick, you know. But I'll give you some of my more detailed takes when we start reviewing some of the matches. What did you think about this episode?
This is a pretty good episode, and even though All Out is not until September, but they kind of build it up to a lot of the special episodes that's coming out, especially the Fighter Fest, which is going to be a 2-night event. So one's going to be next week, and then it's going to be the following week. So, but we'll get to that in a second. But let's start off with the championship match that started the show with the TNT Championship Street Fight with Scorpio Sky defending against Warlow. Now, I will say this, that with Warlow winning the title, I hope this brings prestige back to the TNT champion, because after Miro lost it to Sammy Guevara, that championship has been like hot potato like crazy, and I felt like it lost its kind of prestige. So with Warlow having winning the title, but I hope it brings prestige back to the TNT title. Oh, but also there's another part of me says that wish that Scorpio Sky had held it longer, just because of with his own brand TNT title with the Laker colors on there. But he was just there in the wrong place at the wrong time, because Warlow is getting more draws. He's more over. And I felt like, oh, this was his time.
Yeah. So I think this match was pretty good. I like the interference with all the other guys. As a street fight, I feel like it could have been a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more weapons and things like that. We got all these guys, like why not make it a little bit more hardcore? Something felt off about it for me though. Like all the fanfare at the end. And then I don't know, something felt off. Like I don't feel like it was the best time. I don't know if I would have put the belt on him so early. I probably would have made him chase it a little bit longer. With all those guys there and everything, it would have been perfectly understandable why he didn't win the belt. You know what I mean? And why he didn't um, overcome, at this moment. So for me, I don't think I would have put the belt on him on this episode of Dynamite. I think I would have made him kind of work for a little bit longer.
Yeah, they could have gone that route, but I think Scorpio Sky was still kind of injured, so that was like,
Yeah, so I just had to kind of put it on him. So even with that, even with him being injured, I feel like they still could have. But I don't know the severity of his injury, so maybe they needed to get it off of him so he can go rest and get better. But I feel like the whole confetti at the end, and then AEW does this thing where they have a really good moment, and I would say this is something that I think other companies do better than them. Is they will have this big moment like Wardlow winning the belt, right? They got all this confetti in the air. This is the first time I've seen confetti on a Dynamite that early into the show, and it's like a lot of confetti, right? and then they rush Wardlow up the ramp, and then they immediately go into a promo with Jon Moxley, right?
Yeah.
And they do this a lot where they have these big moments, but then they go right into a tape promo. I say let that moment play out, go to commercial, then come back to the promo. It'll give us time to enjoy the moment. They don't allow like even with their big championship wins, they don't allow the moment to sit. They immediately go to another promo or immediately go to, hey, look at this, And I think it needs to let that moment, if you want the moment to feel big, we need time with the moment. If you're rushing because of this promo, then we can't feel like the moment is actually a big moment. So that's one thing I feel like they always kind of miss the mark on, is not letting those moments feel like a special moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Scorpio Sky wasn't injured, I feel like this match would have gone longer, or we could have got this match at all out, because I don't know if I never mentioned this before, but Scorpio Sky is kind of like the AEW version of Ricochet when I look at it, because like if he wasn't injured, he'd be doing a lot of big moves that people will be all the times. But it is what it is. But
Like Scorpio Sky is a vet. He's been up and down. He's a vet. Like he has a lot to give. He's a super guy. I think he makes a good champion. I think he makes a good heel champion. I think he makes a good face champion. The guy is overall like just a great worker, and I'm glad that he's at the top of the heap in this division. And I hope he gets better soon and come back bigger and better. Hopefully, his partner can keep it going.
Yeah, we'll see what Eat the Page could do. But
there we go. I cannot remember his name for nothing. But hopefully him and Dan Lambert and Eat the Page can keep that heel group going. Also, Dan Lambert has become a lot more tolerable by the fans, right? We don't boo him as much. I think that moment with Brandy, Brandy kind of made him likable, but we don't boo him as much now. And I think they really became a really good little heel group.
Yeah, I think it was because of the storyline that the first starting with the Brandy situation, then you had the Sammy and Ty situation and everything. But that there was being cheered like for the wrong reasons. Like both was going to be his, but you guys already know the story. But there was cheering for the right reason, but how it was. But we ain't got to go through it because we've been there before. We ain't got to see that again. But in the match, they laid each other right away with Wardlow knocking Sky down with a shoulder block. Sky came back with a simple kick between the legs, but Wardlow fire up with an overhead belly by suplex. Wardlow continued tossing Sky until a distraction from Lambert on the floor that led to Wardlow being sent to the steel steps. Sky and all the American Top Team guys took advantage due to the commercial break. Wardlow started a comeback and landing a diving says senton bomb. He called for the Powerbomb Symphony, but all of the American Top Team ran in, so Wardlow had to despise them by tossing them to a pile of the others. Sky took advantage with his distraction and hitting Wardlow with the TNT title belt, but Wardlow kicked out for a good near fall. Wardlow escaped the TKO, pushing Sky into Lambert and pulled down the straps that hit the Powerbomb Symphony, which was the three of them. And then Wardlow is the new TNT champion. So, like I said before, now let's hope that Wardlow can hold on to that TNT title for a very long time. And then when it's his time to give it up, then he will be moved over to the world title picture.
Definitely. So let me ask you real quick, who do you think, and this is going back to Wardlow, who do you think would be the next best opponent?
I don't know, but because a lot of the guys that I would mention are probably in a storyline right now, but we'll get to that in a second. Well, later down in the show, that kind of explains why. But I feel like Eat the Page could be a first contender in this storyline with Wardlow and the American Top Team going on. Maybe Eat the Page can avenge Scorpio Sky's loss, That could be a first contender. There's a lot of potential guys. It's just a matter of who's in the rankings of to be aligned for a TNT title shot.
Yeah, Ethan Page, I think would be good because he's also a vet. He's a big guy, and I know he'll be able to kind of help Wardlow along in his first title run. But yeah, interested to see what they got. I still don't know like who's a dream opponent or who's the best like mashup of styles for Wardlow because he's just such a big brooding guy and such a powerhouse. I don't know. Maybe Swerve. But let's keep talking.
But he's currently in the tag team with Keith Lee now, which we'll definitely get to that in a second as well. But moving forward, John Moxley was backstage, as we mentioned before. He said wouldn't be caught off guard. He knows what kind of monster he's taking on in Brody King, but people are forgetting that Moxley is a monster too, beating Tachali's face and cutting people up in blood and guts. He knows who King is, and Moxley will find out just how bad he wants it. Step up or get down or get stepped on. Kind of remind me of the Martin show where that punks get jumped up to get beat down.
Yo, Mox needs a catchphrase, my guy. Like, if he wants to be on Austin's level, he needs a catchphrase. He's something the crowd can say, every time he ends at something, He's been wrestling this long without a catchphrase. He needs a catchphrase.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, John Moxley is definitely in that discussion, but I feel like he wants to be his own man. So
he needs his own catchphrase. And come on, ain't nothing better than oh hell yeah. And like the what? He just needs one of those, you know what I'm saying, to take him to that like absolute next level.
Yeah, definitely. And so moving forward, Mark Sterling and Tony Nese was backstage. They had a petition to get Swerve Strickland moved for the roster and asked Keith Lee to sign it. Lee says they might have some issues, but Swerve is still his partner, and they are still winning, unlike Nese. So I don't know what the deal with Mark Sterling and Tony Nese have on Swerve Strickland. I know Nese I think he got eliminated by Swerve in the Royal Rampage Battle Royal, but I don't know where is that leading to, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like this little bit they're doing, this little comedy bit they got going on. I don't know how close I want Keith Lee to be a part of it, but I like the whole Tony Nese and Smart Mark bit they got going.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop there, but we'll get to that in a second. But Christian Cage and Luchasaurus make an appearance. Christian said the fans wants to know why after he turned, Luchasaurus decided to remain allegiance with him. And he started making some comments. Oh my God, this was if you thought the last 2 weeks was crazy, bruh. We'll get to that in a second. But Matt Hardy music interrupt. He called Christian the Michael Jordan of being an a-hole. He said Jungle Boy was his friend, and Christian screwed him over, which Jungle Boy did not deserve. Christian said Matt didn't know half of the days he knew about Jungle Boy. Maybe you are starting to make your brother sound like a sob one.
The sober one.
First, Jungle Boy's mom, and now we got to bring Jeff into this.
So what do you think about how you think Christian is doing as the new MJF?
Oh my God! Listen, the Christian
he's bringing the heat. He's bringing the heat.
Listen, Christian can bring it as a heel. I got no problem with that. I got no problem.
Yeah, he's getting that same heat. Like he's getting the same heat that MJF was getting. I think he's doing a good job right now. Good. I think put Matt in. It sucks that. Are you finished talking about that? Let's finish breaking down. I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Yeah. Then Hardy said to Christian that Christian was just there to use Luchasaurus to make as much money as possible. He knows he's hypocritical there. He did the same thing to Private Party and Butcher and the Blade, but he regrets it. Matt's here to make sure nobody else get taken advantage of. Christian said Matt was only out here because of his massive ego. He can't stand when his name is not in the headlines. Matt will use his kid and wife, his property, and even turn a blind eye on his brother's issues so he can ride his coattails for one last run. Meanwhile, Chris is the hot star in wrestling, and Matt just wants to be near him. He called Matt the biggest embarrassment of his family. Matt had enough and attacked Christian, but was quickly taken down by Luchasaurus. The big man booted Matt's head into the ring post and then choke slam him to the timekeeper's table. So we might see a mini feud between Christian and Matt Hardy until we get the Jungle Boy back, because this all leading, like I said before, this all leading towards Jungle Boy versus Christian all out.
Yeah, this I was watching this and was like, man, Matt Hardy just had to take a table bump because of his brother, and I wonder how Jeff felt kind of watching that, knowing that he was in that position just because of his actions. And that was some real good TV last night in that segment. But get on them for finding something for Matt to do and keeping the storyline going while Jungle Boy is injured. It's going to make it better when Jungle Boy does return. We'll see kind of what happens next week with this. But I like this new Kaneosaurus. That's what I've been calling him. He's giving me real Kane vibes. You know, this is AEW's Kane now. It's this dark Luchasaurus. But I like it a lot. He doesn't talk a lot. He just looks menacing. Scary dinosaur dude. And then all the fire that's coming out. Really good presentation. So good on Christian. I think Christian is probably having the best run at AEW as a heel than his babyface run, because we're all already excited when he comes out. So yeah, good on Christian, man. I've never been that much of a Christian fan. I ain't gonna lie. I just, when he was next to Edge was the one that always shined more. But now that I didn't watch Impact or anything like that, so I don't know what his work was on there. But now that I get to see him on AEW TV, him come out as a heel just shows what kind of true professional he really is, and I think he's killing it right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Kane, because Luchasaurus reminded me of 1998 through 2001 Kane.
Kane, yeah, man, it's giving me real Kane vibes, and I'm digging it. Like, really digging it. Now I can't wait to see a storyline 3 years from now where Luchasaurus's brother comes and it's like another dinosaur dude. It's just his evil brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that rivalry goes. But we got a video package recapping Blood and Guts last week. Murdo said he did it for Jericho. Rico said he ain't never seen much destruction, and Kingston said he wants more. And that leads to Claudio and Jake Hager were backstage with Tony Schiavone. Hager said Claudio wasn't tough and hard as him, pointing out Claudio has never won a world championship unlike him. Claudio said he beat Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door, then Jericho's team at Blood and Guts. Next week, he will go 3-0 against Hager. Bruh, those two have a lot of history. Remember when they was part of the Real Omegas, We the People?
Yep. This is so I seen a meme today, long-term storytelling, and it had the picture of these two guys. Man, is it me or did Cesaro get bigger since WWE? Like, I don't know if he's always been that big of a guy, but man, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger right now. He's like huge. Also, good on them for letting Claudio cut a promo. I forgot that, it's so refreshing when you see these guys go out there and cut their own kind of promos and kind of be themselves a little bit, It's just really refreshing to see that. So I think I'm looking forward to this match. I think it'll be a really good match between them.
Oh yeah, this definitely going to be interesting. I can't wait to see that match. But now we get into Swerve in Our Glory with this Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland defeating the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny. So in the final moments of the match after the break, a diving uppercut from Swerve allowed him to tag in Lee, who went in wild for both Butcher and the Blade. They continued to dominate until Lee intervened and took out his partner Swerve, allowing Butcher to crush Swerve with a lariat for a good near fall. Swerve fired back, taking out Butcher with a running thrust kick, and then he and Lee hit the Doomsday Senton for the win. So and then after the match, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks interrupt. Hobbs was tired of the disrespect, and then Starks came out with a very, very good Ric Flair style promo. That he was like taking off his shoes and everything, and then Starks said he was tired of them asking like they are somebody, their levels to this, and Lee and Swerve are not on their level. Started getting hot, like I said before, and said he was going to beat their ass right now. But before then, afterwards, the Young Bucks music interrupt. Matt put over the attack, put over the attack division before reminding everyone who the top dogs in the division. But the crowd was chanting at FTR, so you definitely knew that there's definitely going to be a tease for FTR versus the Young Bucks at All Out. But that's a little further down the road. But Nick references the Observer saying the four and a half star match that the Team Taz and Keith Lee and Swerve had with Jurassic Express at Double or Nothing. But that was kind of like a night off for the Bucks. But they still had a good match of their own when they faced the Hardys at Double or Nothing. But they say get Lee and Swerve and Team Taz couldn't get it done when they was fighting for the tag team titles. But so instead it was the Bucks who beat the Jurassic Express in the ladder match at the Road Ranger. And then Matt proposed they go Triple or Nothing next week at Fyter Fest, where they down out. Well, like I mentioned before, that there was a loud FTR chant, clearly saying who is the best tag team of all time is, which the Bucks clearly did not expect. So we got a three-way tag match between the Young Bucks, Team Taz, and Keith Lee and Sher Strickland next week at Fyter Fest for the tag team titles.
That's a stacked match with those three great teams. Real quick, just to go back, while I was watching the Blade, Bunny, and Butcher come out, they only work as the trio, that team there. It don't work when it's just the Bunny. It doesn't work when it's just the Blade and Butcher. It only works when it's those three together. And if those three just stay together the whole time, then I can see them as champions. They're AEW OGs, and I hope Tony kind of focuses more on that trio. They look great together, and I know the Butcher's wrestling ability isn't quite there, but the Blade kind of carries it with his wrestling ability. But when they came out, the interest came out. It just gave me like nostalgia AEW memories from like the year one when they debuted and everything. They really work as the trio, and I hope they keep it there. But really good match with Swerve and Keith. There's some storytelling there, how they're trusting each other again. And there's also the previous story about Swerve being a snake and all this stuff. But I think they put on a good match. There was a couple of botches here and there, but I think they did a good match. And I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, also Ricky Starks with his Ric Flair moment. You feel me? Ricky Starks has been killing on the promos lately. He's been, really being passionate. Powerhouse in Starks has been looking like a really good team. I did just kind of want to see the match between Hobbs, Starks versus Lee and Swerve. But I'll take the triple threat with the Young Bucks because they always add in a lot of excitement. Young Bucks is going to go over, of course. But it's good to see this story still telling. And Keith Lee and Swerve just became one of my, they've been growing as one of my favorite tag teams at AEW. And I think they're like number 3, number 2 right now.
Yeah, because we all know the Young Bucks are going to keep the titles because, like I mentioned before, with the FTR chant, this all leading to FTR versus the Young Bucks at All Out. But FTR is going to be still going to have a busy month this month, and we'll get to that in a second. But so the House of Black cut a video promo. Black said he interviewed the pain Moxley inflicts on himself and others, where Brody King will leave his mark on him even further. So that kind of heights up the main event tonight. So and then afterwards we had an Eddie Kingston promo. Tony Schiavone asked Kingston about Jericho, but before Kingston answered, he congratulated Wardlow on becoming the new TNT champion. Then he congratulated everyone on his team at Bloody Guts, even Claudio. And then he turns his attention to Jericho, which he's still upset that he didn't get to taste his blood. But Jericho interrupted on the video board where he showed that Ty Conti slamming the door into Ruby Soho's hand. But if you guys didn't, I don't think we mentioned it last week, but during Blood and Guts, when Ty Conti was about to interfere, Ruby Soho came out and stopped the interference. So that's why we got this attack here in the backstage parking lot. So this feud is definitely not over. Now we got Ty Conti and Ruby Soho involved in this feud. So like I said before, this is all going to lead up to Jericho and Kingston have one more match, but now we got Ty Conti and Ruby Soho involved, and we even got another match that's going to happen at ROH Death Before Dishonor. We'll get to that in a second, but what are you seeing the rest of this going forward? Even though we mentioned before that Blood and Guts might not be the final time, but now how this rivalry is truly going to end.
How would this? So real quick, I don't know if you that Ruby Soho thing with her putting her arm in the door, that was kind of whack to me because like it was nobody making her put her arm in that door. She just like and then put her arm in the door for Ty to closing on her. I was like, hey, y'all could have did some better directing on that one, or had somebody, hold her arm there or something. But I like to see where they're going. They're getting Ruby involved with Kingston, which is great. Ruby needs that rub. I feel like she hasn't really accomplished much since she's been here. But when I think she does, I think she's definitely going to be in line for that title eventually. And when she does, I feel like she really earned it. I like that AEW don't allow these new guys to come in and automatically just win titles. They need to put in their work. They need to put in, their time before they can win those titles. And right now, looking at the belts, no one like won the belts. It just came out of nowhere. It's all been like AEW OGs. So I like that they do that. But I like that, Ruby needs that rub to stay relevant in AEW. She's been working dark and elevation and everything. So having her back on Dynamite is good. I think she's a heck of a talent. I think her music is great. Her package is great. She has everything there. I just feel like she needs to hit harder in the ring or look a little bit more physical. And then she'd be a good package for me. So happy to see she's back on Dynamite.
Yeah, absolutely. And we even mentioned that Ruby Soho should have been the one to win the Owen Hart Cup.
Yep.
But it is what it is. But at the end of all of this, I see Ruby Soho could be the first female member of the Blackpool Combat Club. But we'll see how that
interesting.
That goes.
I don't think she hit hard enough. I'll put Deeb in it if I put her in it.
But Deeb is already in the tag team with Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, but that could be shredded yesterday if they needed to. But I don't think they're gonna put any women in the combat club right away. I think they're gonna keep it, big dude focused.
Yeah, but we'll see how that goes. But we got a Dark Order promo, and things been going a lot of how I said it, a swerve in between the Dark Order, because Stu Grayson left, Alan Angels left, and also Colt Cabana left due to contracts anything. But now you still got Eva Uno, You still got Alex Reyes. You got John Silver. You got Prince Advance. Anna Jay still there, and of course the leader, the Brody Lee Jr. Is still there. But they're still there, and of course, if you guys didn't know, AEW last Wednesday was in Rochester. Is the hometown of the late Mr. Brody Lee. So the cast was Eva Uno, John Silver, Alex Reyes, 10, Anna Jay, and of course -1, which is Brody Lee Jr. So Silver hyped up the crowd, and Eva Uno teased a disbandment, but then he said Dark Order is here to stay. They have a propagation, and he knows who to say it. So Uno hands the mic to -1, but then QT Marshall interrupts, calling -1 a charity case. QT said Brody Lee was a legend, but -1 takes after his mother, and he challenged -1 to a fight. But then Heyman had a pace music interrupt, and he and the whole entire Dark Order beat down QT with 10 hitting Brody's disgusting lariat. And -1 said he's gonna wait till he's 19 to have a match with QT Marshall.
This is a cool segment. Glad to see they kind of like finalize who was going to stay in Dark Order. I never liked 5 Island Angels. I do miss Stu. I think he was like, OG. And Stu is a heck of a talent. 5, yeah, I'm okay. He's gone. Cole Cabana. I haven't seen him in a minute. It's okay that he's gone. I would like to see them recruit some new people. It doesn't have to just to be them that 6, but the whole Dark Order thing was always about recruitment. So I like to see them kind of get back to that, or kind of see where it goes. But Dark Order is just one of those. It's an AEW original thing, and I'll hate to see the Dark Order go. I like seeing them come. It's great seeing Brody Lee Jr. grow over the next couple of years. So we're gonna be there, Trico. We're gonna watch it when he has like his first like match. Even if it's in AEW or somewhere else, like I think he's still just tied to this business, and he's gonna have a career in it.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't. We got. How old is he right now? I think. How old is he right now?
12, 13.
Oh, yeah. He still got a couple more years until he's 19.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He still got a couple more years. Yeah, but Jim Ross was brought out for hour 2 of the show, and right after Jim Ross made his entrance, we got Rush making his AEW Dynamite debut against Penta. Rush was absolutely great in his singles debut. So after the commercial break, Rush hit a power slam for the 2. Penta returned fire, and then leading to another strong chop exchange and simultaneously headbutts. Rush then hit a nice rising knee for the 2. They continued to just beat the daylight out of each other. Rush hit a missile drop kick for the 2. He followed up with a sentai for yet another 2. Rush called for a bullhorn drop kick, but Penta cut him off and hit a Fear Factor. Penta covered, but Andrade put his foot on the ropes with the official's view obscured. Rush then low blow Penta and tore up Penta's mask, and then rolled him up for the win. Man, first Phoenix and now Penta. Man, if they do a tag team match with Mexican Lucha Libre style rules, what you guys don't know the rules of it is like that if you leave the ring you lose, and if you take out one person's mask, you'll get disqualified. Now, if they do that type of man, just imagine how crazy that and how good of that match will be.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, keep this going. I really like this Roosh, the Lucha Libre style. That every time I see that, when they reminds me of WCW back in the day when they had like that cruiserweight division, and it was always that Lucha Libre style. So yeah, keep that going for me. Keep the story going for me. I need to see Andrade more in the ring. But yeah, keep it going. I like to see a tag team soon, tag team match. That's next.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this is definitely a long-term booking here because you remember that back then, Andrade wanted to recruit Ray Phoenix and Penta, but they say no. But now we're back to here, and now Andrade got Rush on his side, and this definitely lead up to a good rivalry here.
Facts. All talented dudes, all know that lucha libre style. It's going to be a fast hitting. No one's going to care about the rules. There's not going to be any tags. People are just going to be just jumping in left and right. Uh, Chaotic car crash of a match. And I'm going to love every second of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and now we got an official announcement that Samoan Joe defending the ROH World Television Championship against Jay Lethal at Death Before Honor. So that was signed. So after that announcement, Lethal, Sean Dunn, and Satin Up Scene were backstage. Dunn was at skeptical saying Lethal will win the title. Lethal said he will not take Joe lightly, but he will take his championship. So yeah, definitely can't wait for it. Definitely his honor on June 23rd. It's gonna be awesome.
Yep. I think. Oh, how did you like the new Ring of Honor logo? And seeing like how it kind of plays on TV and everything.
Oh yeah, it looks absolutely great.
Yeah, I like it better than the old logo, and I think it kind of makes it look more like a teenager, kind of like a rock star, like rock band, kind of punk rock type of vibe to it. And already like the music they were playing for it, I can see how it's gonna go. I feel like it's like kind of like NXT, like 2018 NXT a little bit.
Yeah. So it's definitely there. So but that was not the only match that was announced for Death Before Honor, but we'll get to that in a second. So back to another shenanigans with Sterling and Needs were backstage looking for more signatures to get Swerve fired. They ran into Orange Cassidy and the best friends who sniped them. Even Orange Cassidy said, I don't sign someone without my lawyer. And that's when Dan Halsey comes in and like he had a suit and tie on, like he was acting like he's the lawyer. So after that, Sterling and Dan Halsey shenanigans, Tony Needs versus Orange Cassidy was booked for Rampage. So is Dan Halsey really Orange Cassidy's lawyer? Is Dan
I would choose Danhausen over Smart Mark if I had a case.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, happy to see the best friends and Orange Cassidy back together. They're always great to see.
Oh my God.
Trent is just going back and forth from tag teams, but it's okay.
Well, this is crazy. But so during the Acclaim's entrance, the Gun Club grabbed the mic from Caster, not letting him do his rap as usual. So the fans kind of booed that. I was like, well, they like to hear Matt Caster rap, but this week we didn't get it. We didn't get it.
I know that kind of ticked me off. I got a lot to say about this. I'll wait for you to go through the match rundown. But I got a lot to say about this whole story they got here.
Yeah, so we had the Acclaim and the Gun Club and against Roughing It. It was the team of Bear Butcher, Bear Bronson, Lee Roughing It and Fuego del Sol. I don't know about this team, but just about everyone got involved in the action early on. The Acclaim and the Gun Club struggled to work together, but eventually Bowens took control with a face buster on Boulder. Caster then hit the mic drop and cover, but Austin had tagged in and stole the pin for the win. And then after the match, the two teams continued to have issues until Billy Gunn broke it up, and that's it. But before Billy, but that was before Billy leveled Caster with a lariat. Bowen struggled to his feet and wanted Billy to scissor him, but Billy instead hit him with the Famouster. So that kind of seals that Billy was back on the side with his sons. but last week he was on the side with the claim. But you know, how Billy was playing Van Diesel here. Can never turn back on your family. You never turn back on your family.
That's right. So I wish they would have let this build longer. This was like, we just saw this last week. You know, why not let this build? When you pay like universe mode on 2K, WWE 2K, and you pick the rivalry length, and it's like short rivalry. This is the shortest amount of time they could have spent on this story. I thought I was going to see a couple of more weeks of this. They could have let it ran out for a couple of more weeks, and I think that would have made Billy turning a lot bigger, or a lot more impactful. So a little disappointed in this one. I like this story, and I think they could have let it play out a little bit longer.
Yeah, but we'll see how this going to develop up. And is this gonna make the Acclaim a baby face now? Because I think they were heels.
Yeah, they were heels, and I guess now, I mean, Bowens gets the baby face pop every time, he does the whole city call out, and the Acclaim have arrived. So I think they're faces now. I don't think they're going to change much about who they are, but I think it's going to be probably just cleaner in the ring and not cheating as much. Also, it was a great moment where Bowens was trying to walk towards Billy with the scissors, saying "scissor me." I thought that was funny. But I wish they would have let this rivalry play off a little bit longer and allowed more to come from it. So I think it could have been a better kind of heel turn for Billy at the end, when he obviously was going to turn, but then they could let it play out a little bit longer.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens next week. But we go into a Miro video promo in there. He said Malachi Black was someone he preyed on the flaw, but it doesn't work on Miro, who is flawless. The Redeemer is coming. Now, back to what we mentioned, who could be a potential contender for Warlow, and I say Miro and Malachi Black. But right now, I think they're going to start a rivalry together.
Yeah, I see that.
Definitely can't wait to see how that goes. But we got a thunderstorm on our hands with Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm, and they went against Nyla Rose and Marita Shafir. So after the commercial break, Rosa got a hot tag and brought the fire onto Nyla with chops and forearms. She hit running boots, but Nyla cut her off with it hit the Uranagi before tagging Shafir, who hit the pump handle slam for the 2. Storm cut Rose off with a DDT and struggled and destroyed Shafir with her hip attack. Then Thunderstorm hit a combo Fire Thunder driver for the win.
This was a pretty cool tag team. This was a good tag team match. This was I like the name Thunderstorm. I think Tony Storm is going to take the belt from Thunder Rosa pretty much. So I think they're like kind of getting Tony Storm up there to kind of be that replacement when it happens.
I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. But
facts.
Yeah. But Jay Cargill and the baddies were backstage. Jay was annoyed about Hathaway recruiting Layla Gray to the baddies last week, but Hathaway said it took a special type of finesse to turn someone to their side. Jay said, if she don't deliver, then he'll be in trouble.
Yo, I love Jay. Love seeing her on TV. I like this whole this interim baddie that they got going on. That was pretty cool. Well, a little thought out play on words. Who do you think is next for Jade? Because it seemed like they took Athena out the dang picture.
Like I said, it's either Athena and freaking Yeah,
Statlander.
Yeah, Chris Statlander. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of just took Athena out the picture. Like why would you? I don't know, man. AEW killing me
Like
with
I
that
said,
Athena
we
thing.
got Fighter Fest coming up. We got Battle of the Belt. So yeah, well, we still got our special elbows to do. We got Battle of the Belt. But we got the lineup for Rampage tonight, which is Eddie Kingston versus Kazuo Tashana, and then Serena Deeb and Maria Shafir are going to be active as a tag team together once again. And then we got Jonathan Gresham and Lee Moriarty against the Gates Argy with Tony Bletcher at ringside. And then we got Orange Cassidy versus Tony Nese. And then for Dynamite next week, which is Fighter Fest Night 1, which is Claudio versus Jake Hager. And then the Triple or Nothing Triple Threat Tag Team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship with the Young Bucks versus Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Team Taz and Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. And then, like I mentioned, we got 2 matches announced for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor. We got the World Television Championship with Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. And then we got the Pure Championship with Wheeler Yuta from the Blackpool Combat Club versus Daniel Garcia from the JAS Jericho Appreciation Society. And then Daniel Garcia was backstage. He said Yuta doesn't strike an ounce of fear into his heart. He will see Yuta at Death Before Dishonor.
That was a good promo. Good promo from Garcia. It was clean, straight to the punch. That was a good promo.
Yeah, absolutely. But speaking of another promo, FTR went backstage. Cat said no match has ever taken as much as out of them than their match that they had at the Supercard of Honor with the Briscoes. So at Death Before Dishonor is coming up. So they are still some who think that they are not the best in the world. So they challenged the Briscoes for one more match. But listen, I got their match from Supercard of Honor as one of my top 10 favorite matches for this year. So if this rematch can top the one they did before at Supercard of Honor, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know the Ring of Honor pay-per-views are a little cheaper than the AEW pay-per-views, but it seemed like Tony Khan just put on 3 pay-per-views like back to back to back, and that's kind of going to strain, the average wrestling fan on, paying for all these pay-per-views. So I hope he kind of balances out Ring of Honor and AEW pay-per-views a little bit better.
Yeah, but I think that's on Water Media because
they want more pay-per-views.
Yeah, but they saw how Forbidden Door was a success, so that's definitely coming back next year. So it was like,
right.
Let's put another one in there, but like, how are we gonna fit that one in there? But like we mentioned before, AEW and Ring of Honor's pay-per-views are kind of different from each other. But
they're using a lot of the AEW guys, so that makes me want to tune in, because now you're using a lot of the wrestlers on my favorite wrestling program. So now I kind of gotta start watching the Ring of Honor program because they're featuring so many AEW guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But can't wait for the Briscoes at FTR.
Yeah, that match is gonna be fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is also a big test for Ring of Honor. The new logo, new brand, new opportunities. I mean, FTR has been carrying the ROH belts this whole time. Will there be new belts in order for Ring of Honor? That'd be nice, give it a whole brand new look. And then also, I think that Joe and Lethal match is going to be fire. A lot of build up to that match. So there are some reasons to want to watch this pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot of things. Let's see. What other match is going to be announced for Death Before Dishonor? Because we got a couple weeks until July 23rd. But yeah, we'll get to that. And so William Regal joins commentary for the main event, which is Jon Moxley defending the AEW interim world championship against Brody King. This was a very strong title match and definitely a good showcase for Brody King. So after the break, Moxley earned a more momentum and avoiding the cannonball senton from King. He rackled King back a bit at his face before hitting a suplex. A dragon sleeper for Moxley for follow for 2. Moxley kicked at King's head, but a combat lariat from King allowed him to nail a straight power driver for a near fall. King locked in a sleeper and dangled Moxley for the top rope, similar to how he eliminated Darby Allin to win the last week's Royal Rampage Battle Royal. He followed up with a running cannonball for a near fall. King wanted the fire thunder driver, but Moxley escaped and rolled King up for the 2. Moxley hit an underhook DT and followed it up with a hammer and enemy elbows. He looked for the bulldog choke, modified into a sleeper. King fell backwards to break the hold, but Moxley popped out and locked in it again, leading to a referee stopping the match, and then Moxley retains the title.
I think this was overall a good match. I was hoping to see some Malachi Black come out and some kind of interference from the House of Black. This is a championship match, is opportunity for someone in their house to win the belt. And not having Malachi be more of a part of it felt like you just knew what the end result was going to be. And as Moxley going over, it would at least give some element of drama of Malachi and Murphy was there to support Brody on this big opportunity. That was my only like hang up with it. But overall, really good match. Brody is just a monster of a man, super talented in the ring, very believable as a heel and as a professional wrestler. I mean, they put on a really good slobber knocker of a match. Felt a little weak at the end. I felt like I needed, for the lights to go out or something. And then, because I'm looking for a feud between Black Bull Combat Club and House of Black. So,
yeah. And speaking of House of Black, there's something that they didn't show off the air when but John Moxley was continue celebrating his win before Brody King went to the back. Darby Allin and Sting came out, and Darby wanted to shake Brody King's hand, so telling him like, you definitely deserve to be in the world title picture after his showcase tonight. But Malachi Black came out, and then Brody King kind of just walked away from the handshake, and then Malachi was staring at Darby Allin there. So that's what kind of happened off the air. That's what happened off the air.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that part. That was some information I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this main event?
Oh yeah, like I said, this is definitely a showcase for Brody King. So that means that Malachi may have to step up because Brody King definitely show out on Wednesday. Definitely showed out.
Yeah, I think it was, like I said, overall, it was a good main event. Like I said, this show has some missed opportunities for me personally. It was still an entertaining show. I think the match of the night for me was a singles match. It's probably that Penta and Roche match. And then the Swerve and His Glory and Blade and Butcher match was my favorite tag team match. I wish they kind of went a little bit longer with that Acclaimed storyline. And I felt like the big confetti for Wardlow was just rushed and not felt like a big moment. So overall, decent episode of Dynamite. Not their best, but it was an episode.
Yeah, but yeah, this all leading to Fighter Fest and a lot of other upcoming special
Yeah,
Dynamite.
they got a big week coming up. They need those. They need shows like this where it's a little down so they can pick back up. Because if you go 100 miles per hour every single episode, then people get people weary of that or tired of that. So you got to bring it down some so you can go back up.
Yeah, most definitely. But overall, pretty good, entertaining Dynamite championship
Facts.
Dynamite edition. So let's see what Rampage has to offer for tonight. But that's our episode for today. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to go to my YouTube page and like our video, comment what you think about Dynamite tonight, share and subscribe, hit the notification bell when new episode uploaded. And if you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, follow me on there as well. So anything else you want to plug in before we wrap up?
Not at all. I'm writing a script right now for a movie based around me playing WCW versus NWO Revenge when I was a kid with a bunch of friends. So stay tuned for that one. I think it's going to be a funny movie that the wrestling community, wrestling gaming community, can really relate to.
Yeah, we'll definitely can't wait for that. But other than that, he is Leland and I'm Trico, and we're signing off.
Peace.